Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is our wisdom of the week. And I'm just going to go ahead and get started because I don't want to wait. And I'm tired. And those who can't catch it on replay, now I do encourage everyone who does click in, get you a notebook. Hold on, get you a notebook. Get you take some notes because it's going to be good. Okay, so who am I? My name is Miriam Colbert. I'm the founder of Kingdom Creative Counseling. I'm a licensed therapist and published author, and I help people to get free, spiritually, emotionally, and mentally free through Jesus Christ. So, quick fact about me. I always say I don't talk about what I don't know about. Fact about me, I have written 54 books. 54. Not five, not four, 54. I know, right? That's crazy. One of the obsessions that I had, my true obsession, got a lot of traction because I'm a therapist and I've been doing that for years, but I am obsessed. I am passionate about. I absolutely love to write. It is the thing that I have to do to live every single day. I write like most people eat. Like when you get up in the morning and you know you gotta eat to live, I write to live. Like when you know you gotta drink water to live, I do that of course, but I write to live. That's how I just cannot tell you how I love writing. It is my gift. It is what God has called me to. It is what I'm passionate about. And as a side note, one of the reasons why I haven't been able to write in public, let me step back a little bit. Let me feel like I'm all up on the camera. Okay, well, we're going to work with it. One of the reasons why I have written so many books, of course, when you're gifted at something and the Holy Spirit accelerates it, but it is the thing that's healed me. It's the thing that I absolutely cannot say literally it is writing is everything to me. I've written 54 books. Usually, on average, every year, I usually have about 5 to 6 books that I will publish every year. Sometimes I've written like 3 books and like 3 workbooks. Sometimes I've just written 5 to 6 actual books. So I know a little something about writing. Like I said, I don't talk about what I don't know about. And so I just want to talk to you a little bit about that. I also have a company called Like a Pro Professional Writing Services. Okay, that's like LIKE a pro writing services. I am not currently accepting any clients. Okay, it's one of the things I had to take off the to do list of things to do, just because I have other things going on. But I will be referencing that company, and then of course, probably within not this year, maybe not even next year, we will definitely start taking clients. But I'm not trying to tell you about my company per se, that company. What I really am trying to do is to talk about how do you write a book. Now I'm gonna get started. I may give you a lot of information. Like I said, make sure you have your pen and your paper, because I'm also gonna give you some resources. Because a lot of times people want to charge you a lot of money for certain things that you don't necessarily have to pay. You don't want to pay. Okay, you don't want to pay. I forgot my books. Left it on. I may get up and get it. There's some things you do want to pay for when it comes to writing. There's some things that you don't want to pay for, and you don't want to pay for publishing. I said you don't want to pay for publishing, because publishing is free. Okay, publishing has actually been free for the last 15 to 20 years, believe it or not. So if you're going to self-publish, I really want to talk to self-publishers as well. Unless you really want to go the route of a traditional publisher, self-publishing is the way to go. And that is always what? Free. When you hear people having a publishing company or things of that nature, what they're really charging you for, what they should really be charging you for, is writing, editing, cover designs, things. Those are things you're going to pay for. And I'm going to, tell you a little bit about that. But publishing a book is actually the whole kit caboodle is done, and I want to publish it now. No, sis, that's free. This is why my company is called Like a Pro, because we're not a publishing company. We will publish your book for free, but the services that we offer, like I said, not accept any clients for those who come in for that company right now. But the services of writing, that's not free, okay? But again, you don't have to do any of that. You don't have to invest in a writing company. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you how to do it. The only reason why I started that company was because I had some people say, "Hey, I want to write a book. Can you help me? Hey, I want to write a book. Can you help me? Hey, can you write a book? I want to." And I said, "Sure, I can help you for a fee." Okay. All right. So let's talk about some steps to publishing your book. First off, let's just kind of do the basic stuff. And the basic stuff is, first off, why do you really want to write a book? You want to ask that question. I've heard of people say, it's a great strategy. It's a great strategy, and it'll make me an expert in my fields, and it gives me a little more validity. That's not the reason to write a book. But why do you want to write a book? First off, it's important that you do have a story, you do have some knowledge base, and you are an expert in what it is that you do. Okay, what you have to say, what you bring to the platform, what you bring to the world, someone needs to hear. But if it's any other, like for me, ulterior motive of another stream of income, or I'm trying to make more money, or I'm trying to get more, something like superficial, then don't write a book. There's a lot of other reasons. Pursue your passion. Everyone that's a good speaker is not a good writer. That's why speakers who are not writers should invest in writing. Folks who have companies that help you with that. But why do you want to write a book? And what I have generally heard the people say things like, well, the reason why I want to write a book is because I've gone through so much, or I can help someone else, or I can help young women, or I can help other people in ministry who've experienced these levels of hurts. Those are authentic reasons. I want to tell you that the Lord, I'm always a Christian-based business owner, okay? So I talked about how God anoints us to do what we do. But a part of your ministry, a part of your mission is to help other people. And what your book does, it helps other people. It helps to encourage them, helps to inspire them, gives them information. It is one of the major vehicles by which whatever it is that you are doing, you get that across to other people, okay? And that is one of the things that for me as a writer who's written so many books, I have a certain mandate, okay? The Lord has commissioned me to teach, to train, and to educate. So when I write my books, I'm also clear about who is my audience. So you can ask yourself, before you're writing, now we get into foundational stuff, who is my audience? This is going to be, hey cousin, this is going to be different based upon what your kingdom assignment is, okay? Y'all know I'm a Christian-based business owner, so I'm going to give you some kingdom wisdom. Who is your audience? Now, I know my assignment. I have two different veins by which I write. Okay, I'm a professional and I train other professionals. I also am a therapist and I counsel other therapists. Now, as a conflict of interest, we can't sell our books to other therapists, but I'm always very clear about the language by which I'm writing. I may be writing a book about emotional healing or overcoming depression from a faith-based perspective, but I may be writing to people who are reading my book who don't have a Christian background. You understand? So when I write, the language by which I write is going to be different to this particular audience. However, when I'm writing to other professionals, when I'm training, when I'm writing workbooks, when I'm writing curriculum, I want to tell you that just get this nugget. I can't teach you how to do this today. But if you are in a profession, you want to have online courses, but you also want to have workbooks and books related to that. Most of the books that I've written in the last year or two, they started off with a book. I have a workbook. I have a training manual. And then it has an online course related to that. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. I'm glad it does. But, hey, y'all. But so you want to be clear about your audience, because guess what? As a professional in a certain field, the language by which I write to train other professionals is going to be different from the language I write when I'm writing to someone who may be a part of my clientele. Okay, I don't sell them books, but you get what I'm saying. So when I'm writing these other clinical professionals, I may use terminology found in DSM-5. Okay, my therapist, y'all know what I mean. I may write cognitive distortions and cognitions and insight and use these complex words that we typically use in a profession. Okay, versus when I'm writing to the folks that are maybe in line with what my clientele looks like as far as counseling, my language, I'm not going to say these intense clinical words, you know what I'm saying? Because they get lost in the sauce, so to speak. And one of the things that I love to do is I like to take spiritual concepts that may be complex, that may be I want to say complicated, but you may not understand it right away, but I have a good understanding of the word, and I like to break it down so the average person can understand it. Okay, I don't like, I'm pretty intelligent, but I can't stand, particularly, me, y'all know I'm a PhD student. I can't stand reading books from these high-sounding philosophers, and they keep using all these huge words, because they're really trying to impress you to think they're smart, and they this and the vowels and all these words. What are you trying to say? Make it simple. Keep it simple, okay? But again, who is your audience? And let's be clear about this. This is very important. Everybody is not your audience. Okay? Just like in business, everybody is not attracted to your business. Doesn't mean they have a problem. Everybody ain't a hater. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't invest in your business is not a hater. It just means that that's not your audience. And so when you write, you also, you have it in mind. Who is the audience that I'm writing to? Who do I have influence over? I have a lot of, not influence like a manipulative way, but who when I speak, I have their ear. Okay, I counsel now a lot of I counsel a lot of professionals now. Okay, and so these people have my ear. So when I write you see what I'm saying? So who is your audience? You have to be clear about that. Everyone is not your audience. Okay, and how does your language shift to that audience when you're writing? Okay, you want to be authentic. Some people write the way they talk, the way they write. It's okay if you have good diction and you can talk, okay? But you also want to be clear about that, because you don't want to do that. I don't want to get lost in the sauce. I can go off on deep ends. But who is my audience, and what is my expected outcome? What is my expected outcome? When I'm teaching, when I'm training, and when I'm educating, I want you to know more than what you did before you started this book. I never even I'm always studying. I never liked the textbooks, and the textbooks were so boring. The only reason why you read them was because you're trying to get the A in the class. I want you to be engaged as the teacher, where you're like, oh, really? I didn't even know that was there. And taking notes. I love stuff like that when people know how to teach. Okay? So my outcome when I'm training other people through the books, okay, I've never written books like Couches and Conversation. there's a bunch of books. But I want the audience to be engaged. Okay. However, I wanted you to come away learning something. I want you to think, God, this is a waste of my money. Why not? You know what I'm saying? But I want you to learn, to grow as a result, and to have better knowledge. Okay. But I also I don't want to bore you to death. However, my expected outcome from maybe the other audience is that I want you to learn and still grow. Maybe you won't implement this in your practice, but at the end of the day, you still you're learning more about God and you're being inspired. All right. So the other question to ask, and I'm going to go into some specifics, y'all. Just hang with me. If I'm writing to tell a book, if I'm writing a book to tell my story, something I've overcome, I have to ask myself, am I writing from a healed place, or am I writing from a broken place? Okay. Am I writing from a healed place, or am I writing from a broken place? This is very important, because I've heard of people who say, I want to write, I want to tell my story, I've been through so much, and that's okay. But here's where the problem comes in. Sometimes you can write because you want people to tell your story. You want to be vindictive. You see what I'm saying? You still got a clap back in you. Writing is very cathartic, and it's very therapeutic. But if you are writing from a broken place, okay, and you want to tell your story, you got to be real careful about that, because the tone about what you write, make sure it's you written from a healed place. If I'm in a place where I'm broken, I won't write that. I have journals going back and forth. Years. I will never publish some of the stuff I put in my journal, okay? But I was still writing. But when I wrote the books on healing and emotional healing, those are the books that I did write. I'm writing for an audience, but I was healed when I wrote the books, okay? Also, again, Christian-based, make sure you pray, because you don't have to have it all together when you start. But again, the same way, before you get up to speak, the Holy Spirit will take over and you begin to speak through you. When you are writing, I cannot tell you how many times I started writing, and I knew the direction I was going, but I wasn't detailed about it. And I'm writing, and the Holy Spirit's in my ear, and I'm just ooh, and I'm flowing with it, and get this and that. And we just going with the next thing I know, it's 3 or 4 hours later, okay? Because there's an anointing that comes upon you even as a writer, okay? The scripture talks about being a ready-made writer. God told Jeremiah, write this in a book, okay? And so there's an anointing. Say, Holy Spirit, listen, we got to write this book, and I need you to be present. I need you to take over me, okay? So, now let's get into more specifics, okay? As it comes to writing, one, you want to begin with an outline, but remember, an outline is not a permanent document. So what generally happens with me is I have a general outline. That outline has about 10 different chapters or things I may want to talk about. But as I'm flowing, as I'm growing, as I'm flowing with the Holy Spirit, hey y'all, as I'm flowing with the Holy Spirit, my outline is a working outline, okay? It's subject to change, but you also want to have a clear direction of the direction you're going. So you don't have to, some people have different methods about what you write. I'm going to talk to you about the technology that you want to use to write. Some people handwrite. I'm a typer. So I'm just typing, okay? So just start. Open up your laptop or get you a notebook, however you want to do it, and just start. Have your outline together. You already prayed, and just flow with it. What do you want to say? It'll start coming to you as you come along, okay? So remember, your outline is not a working document, okay? And then the other thing I do, these are just my steps, is always give yourself an outline. This is what I do. There's a certain industry standard that I need my books to be at. I do not want you to look at my book. I can't even talk about the inside, because we're going to talk about that in a minute. Outside, there's some books that you look at automatically, and this person is a self-publisher. I mean, the book, this is my makeup case. The book look like this. You see how thin that is? This is a makeup case, but let's pretend this is a book. You see what I'm saying? I'm very clear. I don't want to give you information just to give you information, but I don't want you to look like, well, dang, that's a girl. She a self-publisher. Like, you see what I'm saying? So when I looked at how physically I want my books to look, I look at like what's in, well, I don't know if Barnes & Noble is still around, but I look at what the physical makeup of the book is like. Now, I do have electronic books and things of that nature, and you can go to Amazon and download the Kindle app and all that kind of stuff. So, but I need my books not to look like they are, just something I put together in 10 minutes, okay? I'm a professional. I've written a lot of books, but all of my books have a lot of substance to them, okay? And hopefully they capture the audience. So give yourself guidelines. And this is what I say. A lot of times, the reason why people don't write is not necessarily because they don't have time. It's because they have a lot of fear. Okay, now let me just say this. I know people got situations and responsibilities. But let's look at it like this. Let's say you got a professor, right? You're in school. Your professor says, I need a 10-page paper due. It's due in 3 weeks from today, and by this time, okay? Now, when I was in school, your professor does not care about what you got going on in your life. They don't. Like, you can say, I got 4 kids, I got a full-time job and a part-time job, and I got a dog. Like, they don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why are you in this school if you can't turn in your paperwork? So what you kind of have to do is trick your mind in that same way and give yourself timelines, okay? Now, guidelines and timelines. I always do that. I always say, I'm a planner every single day. That's what I want to work on. And I want to have this book finished by this time. I always do that. Now, I give myself, because I want my books to be industry standard. Okay, you don't have to do this. I'm just telling you what Samari does. Okay? Is that for me, at minimum, I have to have at least 10 chapters. Most time I have more. At least 10 chapters, and 10 chapters equals 10 pages. Okay? Then that's just basic. Most of my stuff is more than that. The last book I wrote, I think it was like 18 chapters. That's probably a little too much, but that's what I've written a lot of books, so I just had to flow with it. Okay? But give yourself timelines. And what can you do? How can you set time aside every single day? Again, I have to say this again. What stops people from writing a book is oftentimes fear and procrastination. But most of the time it's fear. Okay? Every time I've written a book, if I literally had $1 for every time someone said, oh, you wrote a book, I want to write a book. Can you help me write a book? Things of that nature. I promise you, I probably had a little more stacks of, you know what I'm saying? Because I know people say, here's it, I want to write a book. So, Mary, you're right. And I've written like, you know, I've written a lot of books. I've written way more, more books after that, but they never got up and did it. So you have to almost discipline yourself. How long is it going to take you to write 5 pages? How long is it going to take you to write 10 pages? Now, what I don't want you to do, I've heard people say, well, I wrote a whole book in a week. And that's really great. I've written a book in a week too, okay? I'm not knocking it. But don't focus so much on getting a book done in a week. Because most of the time now, unless you like real thorough, a book looks like it's been written in a week. Can we be honest? It looks like it's been written in a week. So what happens is you got a book and you didn't, hold on, y'all. I'm dropping stuff. Hold on. Let's pretend this is my book. Most of the time the book look like this. Now this is a makeup case, but I left my books in the other room. I'm going to go get them in a minute. They have, that's not a good one. That's kind of dirty. Hold on. They in March, they got the book so small. Let's pretend like it's not here. And they put so many margins in it that you got this much wording. And you say, oh my God, I wrote a book in a week. It's more important that you are effective than saying, I wrote a book in a week. Yay. Who cares? Like, don't get caught up in that. Don't compare your writing style to someone else. I wrote a book in a week. You know what? Like I said, I've written 54 books. 54. So I can knock out, but I don't give myself that timeline, like, because it's more important about the information and the substance behind the book, not how quickly you can write it. Like, why is that important? How quickly? No, get the book done. But you do want to still give yourself timelines. And most of the time, what happens is you end up finishing it quicker than what you do if you're disciplined. For me, I can write 10 pages in an hour. Like, I really can. But you gotta understand, that's my gift, and I'm low key obsessed about writing. Like I told them at the beginning, those just came in. Like, I write like I have to eat. Like, every single morning I have to have a meal. Every single day I have to write. That's how obsessed I am. Like, every single day you gotta drink your water in order to live. Every single day I do that, and every single day I have to write. So it's what I'm passionate about above anything else. Above anything else. And I didn't even know that. I just thought it was normal to be that way. Because I was always like that. And then the more, and the Lord just began to speak to me when I was in my 20s, actually, about writing. But I always had this thing about writing. It's always been, I've been a little bit, cray about the writing. Okay, I'm just being honest. Okay, so what happens is all you have to do is start. Just start, and then give yourself disciplined time. Pretend like it was when we was back in college, or for those who haven't gone to college, going back to school, when your professors told you this had to be done at this time. Okay? Pretend like that. For me, because I'm so busy, oftentimes when I have a cancellation, or sometimes I have blocks of time where I make sure that if I'm going to write. It's just, it has to happen. It just has to happen. Okay. So your time, I'm repeating I have notes. But give yourself a deadline as far as when you want to fix it. But don't say I got to do it in a week and be unrealistic. Okay. And there's nothing to it but to do. Your time frame to complete your book is dependent upon also the type of book you're writing, the audience, and the style of writing. Okay. The time frame for what you depends upon. If you're just writing your story or a testimony, which is still a very powerful thing, you may write it quicker versus when you're like, maybe if you're like me, and if I'm writing to my other leaders and things of that nature, and I really got to do a lot more research. The last book I wrote, it was actually a series of books. I probably started studying 6 months in advance. And I was just studying. I was still working on my other book, but I was studying. Now, when I write books, even if I'm studying, I got research articles, I got scriptures, I'm not going to put all that in my book. I don't want you to, I don't want it to read like a research article. Okay. But I make sure I know myself, and then I'm still seeing the type of client that I'm working with. That I'm writing to, I'm also working with. Okay, so it's kind of reiterating what I'm already doing. All right, so but inspirational books can be written very quickly. How-to books, depending upon what it is, can be written very quickly, depending upon the how-tos. How do you publish a book in 10 days? That you can write that. You know what I'm saying? You can write that in a week. 10 steps to a better life. You see what I'm saying? But if you're really being intricate, you're going to detail your, training, developing other people, that may take a little bit more time. Fiction books books that take a little bit more time are fiction books, maybe historical fiction. You really want to take time to develop your characters, develop your surroundings, all these things which I won't talk about today, but they tend to take a little bit more time. Okay, books where you have to do a lot of research. Books written by professionals for professionals. Okay, to professionals. Okay, you can't just fluff a professional. You see what I'm saying? If you're in the nursing field, there's a certain type of style that your book needs to look like. Okay, okay. I want to give you more examples because when you're in the human services, but you got to take CEU credits and you got to take all these trainings every year. You got to renew your license and things of that nature. And so oftentimes the speakers that we also invest in, they have training courses, they have books and things. So you kind of have to, you don't want to borrow someone else's stuff, but look at the style by which they're writing. Are they giving you this? Are they giving you this? No, they give you a whole package, and so you want to, because you also want to you are gaining a reputation within your field of practice. Okay, so don't give us fluff, but also don't give us this. All right. Books on leadership development, those tend to be a lot more. Okay, so how much does it cost to write and publish? Okay, how much does it cost to write and publish? Depending upon what you're willing to pay for and depending upon what you need. Now, I said this at the beginning, but it's worth repeating. We are almost done. You do not pay for publishing. Listen to me. You do not pay for publishing. That's free. That's been free for the past 15 to 20 years, okay? That's been free a very long time. So we're not paying to publish. What you do have to pay, the main three things you want to pay for if you are in need of a writer, okay? Because everyone that's a speaker, and I think I said this earlier, is not a writer, all right? Everyone that's a speaker is not a writer. Also, so you may want to pay someone to write or to transcribe what you have to do. Like I know someone, a minister right now who said, I'm not a good writer. Okay. But I'm a very good, intelligent person. Okay. The person speaks in series. So they can turn that series probably into a book or even a bestseller book because they automatically already speak, but they're not necessarily, the gift of writing is not them. The gift of speaking and maybe taking notes and articulating themselves in a way that you want to hear from them, okay? So you may want to pay for a writer or a ghostwriter, what do they call them? Excuse me. I don't know, ghostwriters, I think it is, okay? Also, if you do want to write but you will need direction, you may want to pay for a writing coach. A writing coach is someone who helps you to organize your project. They help you to determine your schedule. They help to push you. Just like a business coach, just like a wellness coach, you can have a writing coach, okay? These are things you do want to pay for. You do have to pay people for their time, okay? Now, I've had people say, you written a book? Can you write me a book for free? No. No, I cannot write you a book for free. They've actually asked me that. No, no. That's one thing. So you have to pay people for their time, okay? Also, there's something else I was going to say. Anyway, so there's something else that just slipped my mind just like that, okay? But I can't think of it. Okay, we're just going to move forward. It'll come back to me. Okay, so you have to pay people for their time, okay? And when you look for a writing coach or if you want someone to write for you, okay, you want to make sure you invest in someone who is kind of in line with or has a background in what you are, your field of practice, basically, okay? Because the style by which they write is going to be very different. Again, if you are a researcher, if you're a professor, and you're writing maybe, some kind of a academic book that you want to get published, you need someone to have that background so they know what style of writing, the MLA versus APA styles of citations and bibliographies. You see what I'm saying? So you want to be in line with that versus if you are academic, you just go to someone who says, I'm a writing coach and I just help, I'm just an inspirational coach. They're not going to, they're not going to write to the audience. They're not going to be able to technically write from the technical side that you need it to be written, okay? So that's a writing coach, okay? Now, that's what I was going to say. I've had people reach out to me And they asked me about writing. This is when I used to do consultation calls. And I asked them, I did my whole interview. What brings you here? What? Tell me about your ideas for writing. How did you come to believe and have a great story? And I said, okay, well, I will email you the writing package. I'll hear from them again. Cause they assume, no, ma'am, not a book. It takes too much time for me to write for free. Okay. Also, the main two things you want to pay for is an editor. Okay, an editor is someone who plans, revises, and corrects your writing. There's different types of editors. There's a proofreader. There's a copy editor. There's a development editor. There's a structure editor. Most of the people that you and I will work with are a proofreader and maybe a structural editor. Okay, a structural or editor is kind of like in lines with the writing coach. They're going to make sure structurally that your book is up to par. Okay. And so you can write with you can hire a professional editor. Sometimes they can get very, very expensive. Okay. So let me tell you how to get around it. Anyone that you know that has a background in English. Okay. Maybe they have an undergraduate degree in English writing, someone that has a history of just really good dictation. You can get them to edit your stuff. I have used I think the last person I used was like a college. This one I was really broke, y'all, so I had to do what I had to do. It was a senior year of school, and I think he was a creative writing major. Excellent work. So you want to just make sure you work with a reputable writer. Editor. Writer too if you want to be it. But a really good editor. Someone who has a background in that. Other editing software that you want to use, some of them are free, or you can pay for the packages. You can pay for them. And these are editing. These are like editing, you upload your document to these sites and they will do like the proofreading for you. You still want to send it to a regular editor, but this helps to double proof your book. Okay. One of the ones I love is Grammarly.com. That's Grammarly.com. Grammarcheck.net, writingaid.net. I've used those. Again, they're very good. I've had the paid prescriptions. I've had the free prescriptions. And again, these don't replace regular editors, but it helps. It's just one of those things that helps you, okay? And it just helps you to get through and to make sure that proofreading and things of that nature are there, okay? So invest in those. Like I said, I do have a free version if you want to try that. The free version, you can use that all the time. You don't actually have to pay for them. And then once you decide you like it, if you want to, you can go ahead and pay for them, okay? But I think the most important thing is editing. To me, editing actually takes longer than writing the book in some cases, okay? Just depending upon how much editing is going to be done. All right? Okay. Few more things. We're almost done here. Other thing you want to pay for are covers, okay? Covers can cost up to $20 to $30 to thousands of dollars. I'm not paying $1,000 for a cover, but you're more than welcome to do that if you want to spend your coins in that way. Now, give me 1 minute. I'm gonna run and get my book because I want you to show you how covers sell books. Okay. All right. Give me a minute. Right back. All right, team. We are back. Okay, so let me show you the 2 books that I've written. All right. Like I said, I've written a lot of books. I couldn't find the first book I've written. But let me show you this. This is the second book that I've ever. No, it's not. I think this is like the 3rd book that I've ever written. Okay. This is part 2. The first book I ever wrote was called No Promise Without a Process: The Makings of a True Prophet. Okay. So I wrote my first book in 2006. I couldn't find the book. It's around here somewhere, but I ain't feel like going, so we're going to go with this, okay? Look at that. Plain Jane cover. Now, do you really want to read that book? Now, the content inside is bomb. It's a really good book. I must say so myself. I'm low biased, obviously. That book is bomb. But you'll never know it based upon that cover. This is the last book I wrote. Okay, I wrote this last year. You see that cover? Now I know you probably can't see because it's backwards. This is the last one. Now this is a pretty thick book. You know, your book don't have to be this big, okay? But don't make it like this. Don't make it like this. And then charge me $20 for it. No. Okay, but this is just not. This is Broken Trying to Lead. You see that? Now, if you look at these two books, which one would you be like, I want to read? Probably this one. Now disclaimer, I've changed all the covers of my book, so you're not gonna get this. You're gonna get an updated cover if you do decide to buy that book. But it shows you that covers do sell, do help you to sell books. Okay, so let me tell you how to do covers in an effective way, and we're gonna talk about some of the software. We're almost done. Where the cover's made from, one place that I absolutely love, two places that I absolutely love is Fiverr.com. That's Fiverr.com. Fiverr.com or Upwork.com. Upwork, UPWORK.com. Upwork. Those are the main two ones that I have used. And basically you have a contract person that does it. You can use a local person, okay? I had the same designer I've used for the last probably 10 books that I've written. I really love her, and I just have to use her over and over again. And I don't remember her name right offhand because I don't have a problem giving it to you. I just don't remember. I don't remember her name right offhand. You can use a local person or a local designer, but again, look at their portfolio of stuff that they have done. Okay, you can do your own cover on Canva. I tried it. I'm not tech savvy, but I've heard people. I just messed the thing all up. I was just like, forget it. But I've heard of people doing it, and they really, really love it. And selfpubcovers.com. What you don't want to do is when you do publish your book, you don't want to use. If you want to self-publish a book, don't use every self-publishing thing that you do, they have their own publishing thing, and you can just use their covers. Don't do that. Okay, this is what you're gonna get. This is what you're gonna get when you use those. Okay, this is broke Samaria that couldn't afford, but the content is good. It really is. But this is, you see what I'm saying? It was a good book. It is a good book, but the cover has been updated, like I said. Okay, so. Technology. We're going to keep it real simple. What do you need to do to write your book? Okay. One, you can just use Microsoft Word. Yeah. Microsoft Word. We're not getting deep here. That's what I use, Microsoft Word. There are other book, what is it? Software that you can use, like, and I'm going to pronounce it wrong. Screener, Pages, Evernote, Focuswriter. Those are also good for my fiction writers who really need to structure stories. And you're going to put something here, and you're going to, like, you know how back in the day we used to take like sticky notes, and you want to restructure a story, you had to write out the lines and do the plotting and things of that nature. Well, this is an electronic version of that. I just use Microsoft Word. Now, when I'm a PhD student, when I'm turning in my assignments, okay, or even my doctoral dissertation, this is what they tell me. So again, you got to know, you just got into the game, okay? They say I need to write, and I'll do this for your book, okay? But the standard is write Times New Roman, 12 font, double space. Now that's the turning of paper. Now most people who remember college, they think, okay, college, that's how my book should look. No. Don't do that. That is for your professor. That is for college. That is not for writing a book. When you are writing a book, you do not want to do that. What happens is after you write the book, you have to increase the font. Okay, increase the font, because once you send it to a publisher, or the publisher is going to, it's going to condense it down. And if you do the 12 font and the double space that you do like you do in college, you're not going to be able to read it because it's going to be this tiny, okay? So you want to just something to keep in mind. I'm not going to talk too much about structuring because it's a little bit, there's a method to it, okay? There's a method to it, okay? But see how, now if I this is just basically regular font. See that? But if I put that in 12 font Times New Roman, it would have been this tiny. You'd be like, wait a minute, I can't even see. You see what I'm saying? Don't do that. But again, just take your regular writing software, Microsoft Office, Microsoft Word. Again, when you save it, there's certain ways you have to save it so it'll upload to your publisher. But just keep it simple, okay? I think we're almost done here. Last few things here. Like, I'm not going to talk to you about structuring your book because that's a different ball game. And I'm not going to talk to you about at this time about marketing your book, because writing a book is one thing, marketing it is another. However, you don't want to go into writing a book thinking how am I market it and who's my, you know what I'm saying, and doing overly too much when you haven't even written the book yet. Just write the book. You can always learn marketing or how to go about marketing your book after the fact. But just start by writing a book, okay? So, like I said last time, I said it 3 times. I'm gonna say this one more time. One more time. One more time. One more time. We don't pay to publish, okay? We don't pay to publish. So what are your publishing companies, okay? One is KDP, which is Kindle. It used to be called CreateSpace, but KDP bought out CreateSpace, okay? So what it is after your book is finished, after you've gotten it edited, after you've gotten the cover, after you've combined all that, you go to these publishing companies and you take your document, or you want to, I'm not going to talk to you about copyright either, okay? We just don't have enough time to give you the basics, the overall basics, okay? So after you have all that, you upload it to a publishing company, but you upload it to a free publishing company, okay? So the ones are KDP, it used to be CreateSpace. Within them, you can publish it. You can do physical books, you can do electronic books, you can do, anyway, so you can do both. Which what I tend to do, okay, unless it's like a workbook or something like that, or something I just don't want to do all that for, okay? You can upload to Barnes & Noble, you can upload to Kobo, Apple Books, Lulu.com, Lulu.com, Ingram Sparks, Publishing Drive, Draft to Digital. Those are just a few, okay? You could do like me and upload all of them, okay? And so you want to just look at it from a business perspective, your royalties and what happens if you upload things of that nature. You do own the rights to your own books for any of these companies, to my knowledge, okay? So I heard people say, well, if I upload to CreateSpace, that's by Amazon. I don't own the rights to your books. Who says? Yes, you do. You always own. That's why I love self-publishing versus traditional publishing. I don't even know if the opportunity presented itself would I even go with a traditional publisher. And the reason why I say that is because just from a business perspective, just from a royalty perspective, it's just more cost effective for me. Or it's more cost effective, and then it's more lucrative, honestly, to just self-publish. Okay? But again, let me say it again just in case anyone, I said it kind of quickly. Just go to kdp.com, okay? BarnesandNoble.com. Kobo.com, AppleBooks.com, Lulu.com, IngramSparks.com, Publishing Drive, Draft to Digital. Again, so you don't have to pay people to publish your book. That's free. What you do is you price the books appropriately. Okay, you do want to price your books appropriately. Okay, please don't get don't give me this. Don't give me this book. Okay, a book like this size, and not the whole book. This size, and you charge me $30 for it. Okay? There's a sweet spot when it comes to pricing your book. Okay? The only people that can give you this are well-known. Most of them not giving you there's industry standard. Okay? But you do want to price your books appropriately. And once you upload, particularly to KDP, they'll kind of give you a suggestion. You can do whatever you want, but they suggest you based upon the books in your arena. This is what we suggest. Now you can override that suggestion and do what you want. Okay, but we don't pay to publish. You do pay for, like I said, the editing, the book covers. If you are working with a writing coach, sometimes within these writing packages, they market your books and things of that nature. Make sure you have a good cover. Okay, you do. Sometimes you just have to pay more for the cover, but still, I'm paying less than $100 for this cover. I think this is bomb though, okay? So don't get the cheapest person out there in contract with the absolute cheapest person in the world because it's going to look like it is, okay? And then you want to determine, okay, the size of your book. There's a lot more technical. This is a 5x7 book. This is a 6x9 book. You see the size difference there, okay? But it doesn't take much to publish. It's a matter of getting up and getting to it, okay? Now, the last thing I shall say here, I said that. When I said make your books price appropriately. Okay. So what happens after you upload these books to whatever publishing company you want to use, or all of them, you buy stacks of books and have them sent to your home for when you go to speaking engagements, or you can just have people to go to the book, go to online to buy your books. Okay. Most people do both. Okay. I have a stack of books, but I've written so many books. What I've done is when I have speaking engagements, I try to learn the theme if I know in advance of the speaking event, and I order books that are automatically in line with that theme, so I can sell that way. Okay. But all of my books are available. I just don't bring. I'm 54. That will be it's just impossible. Okay. But I do it that way. I think we are good to go from there. So off writing, there's no reason why you can't write a book. It shouldn't take you. If you say I'm gonna write a book, I know people 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Oh, Samara, you wrote a book. I want to write, and they still have not written the book yet. Just start doing it, okay? Just do it. Nothing to it but to do it, okay? And then again, you do have to pay people for your time, but make sure that if you do want to invest in someone, make sure you invest in someone that that will help you along the way. And once you know the process, you can write another one. Then you can write another one, but you may need someone to help you along the way with the process, okay? Thank you so much. Now, if you want to see any of my books, you can go to my website or Amazon at www.samaricolbert.com. There's a little tab that says bookstore. Just tap on the little tab and then go ahead and buy your book. Now, the name of my other company is called Like a Pro Professional Writing Services. So go to likeaprowritingservices.com. Okay. likeaprowritingservices.com. Again, I'm not accepting new clients at this time, just because my schedule, thank you, just because of my schedule, I'm not accepting new clients, but just good information. There's a tab that says FAQ, frequently asked questions, and it also talks about what a professional standard is as it relates to your book, okay? The last thing I'll tell you is that make sure that you upload when you publish your book the appropriate file. I was someone who has like 4 or 5 files, editing phase 1, draft book, and I messed around one time, y'all, and upload the wrong file and publish it and everything, and talk about a review, because I didn't realize that I didn't upload the final file that had already been edited and all that. I uploaded the wrong one. So just something to keep in mind. Make sure you keep track of your files. Make sure you back them up, because I have lost files. And also make sure that when you do finalize and upload your stuff and everything is together, make sure that you upload the right file. Okay? All right. Bye.